Good evening, members of Spiritual Equipped Encounters. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm your host, Abe Cias. For those tuning in on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and for those who follow my show, TikToks on Abe Cias 895, how's everybody doing this evening? Here on Spiritual Equipped Encounters. We're going to talk about DDN manifestation such as Bigfoot, dogman, rakes, and etc. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday. Let me share out this link. Or should I say, let's share it out to the groups that allow me to share. So here we go. Did anybody watch the Super Bowl? I think that was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever seen. There we are. We're all shared out for whoever's tuning in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? I know Sundays is kind of slow, but I'm still doing a live here. There might be some shout out to Paranormal Roundtable. I think they might be live on YouTube. I'm not sure. Brother Josh Turner and the gang, Sister Nellie Turner, Anthony, Tony, Sister Madeline. Let's see something here. So I'm just gonna go with the flow of things, brother and sisters, whoever's here tuning in. I got my my shirt here. Still in with light it up a little bit. Oh, Bigfoot, right? What people call Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I got the shirt here, and as you can tell in the shirt, there's kind of like portals all throughout the shirt. Some kind of portals where supposedly they come in and out of our reality. Well, you take it easy. I don't know who's here because I just see Sister Rain's here right now. So I'm just sharing the shirt that I got. I know there's a lot of people that believe in Bigfoot, but I'm using this as an example, right? They believe in Bigfoot. Me, that's what put DDN first. DDN, which are the disembodied demonic Nephilim. I believe the sightings that most people see is dealing with that. There we go. We'll light it up a little bit. Is dealing with the manifestations that the DDN take, which is a disembodied demonic Nephilim, which are the unclean spirits that are left from the Nephilim that were created by the Watchers, destroyed by the flood and by the angels. They couldn't go to heaven or hell, so they remain here on earth. and they're the ones that causing all the chaos and havoc unseen spiritually. Same thing they were doing when they were here on Earth, or they're doing it in spirit. You know, when people, yeah, thank you, Sister Rain. Uh, when people talk about they want answers of what happened to the people, right? People that disappear in the woods, people that disappear in mountains, people that just disappear. They're like, there's never no bodies found. Where did they go? You know, what happened to these people? They say that the Bigfoot took them, right? Or dogman or any other cryptid that you can think of. Well, in a sense of way, they're somewhat right. I believe that the DDN, uh, disembodied demonic nephilim, does have the capabilities to manifest into anything. So if it has abilities to manifest and show itself, and it can create portals or go into object because it's in disembodied form, is it possible that it might take some people somewhere else? I believe so. The reason I believe so is because if y'all remember, Jesus Christ went into hell to uh, collect his people, right? He went into hell to collect his people. So, in that sense of a way, portals, uh, certain interways that the spirits and demons have capabilities of going into these areas, that if possibly somebody is nearby them, and if they go into these locations and they're by them, they possibly could take them with them. I would think that would be a very spot on what I think might happen to a lot of people that are missing, children, uh, women that that disappear in the woods. You know, that they're taken somewhere else, because you really don't hear about any remains of bodies or nothing like that that are happening to these people. But you just know that there's many people that disappear. If they were being eaten by a Bigfoot or any cryptid, there will be some kind of remains of these individuals, right? Garments of their clothes, bones. There will be some kind of remains, but there is diddly squat of any kind of remains that's left behind. I feel that they're being teleported, or should I say, spiritually teleported, but also physically into another dimension, another realm, where you could say they're being held captive there, you know, because they don't have the capabilities to make it back. So, how is this possible, brothers and sisters? Do you think that they went on their own free will? Or do you think possible that this DDN, because they have many capabilities, that in the end, I put the doppelgangers, right? Do you think maybe that they manifested instead of looking beastly? How about they manifested to look friendly, right? Like a person, a family member of the person, or just a complete stranger, and is telling him to follow him to go somewhere that he wants to show him something. That's a way I think that would be easy to deceive somebody. You know, when we talk about like shapeshifter and skinwalkers, they have those abilities to do also because it comes from the same source. That's what they were taught by the DDN, the Bigfoots. You know, to me, they're demonic nature. They were taught this ability, so it is possible to me that that can happen in that nature. That's one way where they, you know, double hanger, they can appear to manifest to look like somebody, or possibly even mimic a voice. You know, mimic somebody that they're calling them, and they see the manifestation of the person that they think they know, and they follow them into the woods. There's another one, right? Get them off course. So they could lose their way of where they're at, especially if they don't got a map or a compass or a land nav thing to know where they're at. I believe many people have disappeared in that nature. Of course, we know that out there in the wildlife, there's other predators out there that do attack and come for people, like bears, mountain lions, cougars. Uh, there's spiders, snakes, many things, right? But the thing is, where are the bodies? Where are the people? I believe that they're taking them somewhere else, uh, to a different dimension. There's some people that have UFO experience. When it comes down to disappearing, that they said they're somewhere else. Then all of a sudden they come back. When they come back, they're not the same. To me, something of that nature. There's another thing that can happen. That I want to get to. Oh yeah, the this when you hear about the boogeyman, right? A kukui, it's all with the same thing, because they go after the young, after the children, because the children don't have the wisdom. There's a wisdom, the knowledge as adults have, but there are even some adults that don't have the wisdom and knowledge because they've never encountered a manifestation of the DDN thing, like a bigfoot, a dogman, a rake, gargoyle, or whatever you can think of. So yeah, I believe that many people have been deceived. Like, for example, um, even when we talk about shadow figures, like the one that approached me, trying to pretend it was my friend, but I knew it wasn't a person because you could see just a dark void, a dark figure, telling me not to believe what's up there on the wall, which was Jesus Christ. It was telling me not to listen to the preacher. You know, then he told me, say, I want to show you where I live. He told me, I can take you to my home. I have a lot of toys. I have a lot of things there that you can have. I want to take you to my house. I have candy. I have all these things. Come with me. Come with me. He was telling me to go with him. And then I looked at it and I said, I believe in Jesus Christ. And that's when my mother came and she said, who are you talking to? And then it went like 150 yards real fast. And it went behind the tree where it came from, which I believe went into a portal or to another dimension. But yeah, so it was trying to get me to go with it. And that's why I say what I say, that they can take you somewhere else. That it was trying to get me to go to that tree. I believe if I would have, that's why I said the power of belief. If I would have believed that it was being truthful to me or it was being my friend, really trying to be friend, even though I knew that it wasn't a person, that it was something else. If I would have given some kind of belief and followed him to that tree, then most likely I wouldn't be here right now. It would have taken me to another dimension because he didn't want me to believe. It's kind of like involuntary denouncing my belief of Jesus Christ, right? So if I'm involuntary uh, denouncing them by saying do not believe in them, then what else is there to believe? And he was trying to get me to believe it was my friend. So he was trying to take me. And I know that's where a lot of these people are. And when the time comes, all these missing people, that it will happen again where the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, will go back and collect all these people that are missing, that have been deceived by the unseen forces. Oh yeah. So there's many ways, that's one way that I'm just giving you where, that's why they attack you when you're young, when you have the Well, I have an imaginary friend that's coming playing with me every night, and it's pretending to be a friend. Next thing you know, you start waking up with scratch marks and it's getting your legs pulled and stuff, because it's not your friend. That's I'm just giving you some examples of what I see, of what I've experienced, of what they can do. Yes, and it was not a Bigfoot taking me to the tree. It was a dark shadow figure that was telling me it was my friend taking me to a tree. But I believe it was his true form, the unclean spirit, which is a dark shadow figure. This true form of it being here as in an unclean spirit. And another way that I think, because people always ask, I hear them say, "What happened to these people? How did this happen? There's no evidence, there's no traces. How? How?" Well, there's another way. What if a person's out there and they have a spiritual opening? For example, they might be going for a nature tour walk because they just got in an argument with their husband or wife, or with a boyfriend or girlfriend. They might be drinking a little bit of beer, liquor, and they had just they've been arguing for days, right there by itself. That's a spiritual opening. Uh, and as they're out there in the woods, going through the woods, they have anger because they've been arguing, and next thing you know, they get spiritually. Another way this can happen: spiritually possessed because of the opening that they have of the anger and the arguing. That an unclean spirit, like the DDN, can go into that vessel if they have many openings. So, like, it feels like something doesn't want me to talk about this. If there's any unclean spirits here at this time, we tie, bind, and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. Leave me alone. You're not allowed here. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. My ear drum just kept on hurting while I'm talking to y'all about this. Like something was trying to enter my ear. So I had to tie, bind, and rebuke it because it's getting pissed off, I guess, because I'm speaking in truth. So another way is you're upset, you have an opening in that manner that when you go out there, you could say, possessed, that you don't know what happened to you. That something has control of your body. When we see people like that, right? People that might have a spiritual opening that they don't know what they do because there's something that has full control of the body. So that's another way that people could have disappeared if they had an opening and the unclean spirit took over the vessel. And when they come to reality or the unclean spirit leaves, it's too late. They might have already gone to the other dimension, right? Because it's done took full control of the vessel. So it's taking that vessel involuntarily without permission. It's taking it because it has the opening to take. And I will drop a link here. If anybody wants to join me tonight, I'm trying to do it like a 2-hour show. If y'all want to come and say whatever you want to say, you're more than welcome. There's a link right there, brothers and sisters. There's another way. So there's many ways that things like this can happen spiritually. And the reason I'm saying this, to me, it leads me more of anything that anybody says about the cryptids. It leads me more to me that there are the DDN. That's what they are. Because there's no bodies that are being found. So these bodies have to be going somewhere, and I believe they're being taken to another dimension. I know I'm not going to say the hell realm, but they're taking them somewhere where there's unclean spirits are. They're taking them to where they are, to holding them captive, holding the people captive, the vessels captive there, wherever they're at. And that's to me the solution of what I've witnessed, of what I've seen, the things like that can happen. Uh, Sometimes they eliminate the person because there are many that do die, and they're like, oh, this person jumped off a bridge, this person jumped in front of a vehicle, this person OD, this person this and that took their life. That's another way, instead of taking them to their dimension, to just eliminate them here on Earth, eliminate the vessel, to try to take control of the spirit, right? Because once something like that tragic happens, that becomes a fragmented soul, and they have some kind of jurisdiction over that fragmented soul, especially when it makes them quit in life. We're not supposed to quit in life. That's why I do the show. In spite of how many people want me to stop doing the show, they come at me in a negative way. I have a higher calling, and I'm just following my spiritual orders. That's why I'm doing the show right now, to bring spiritual truth to what I believe has been happening to people. I know it happened to me, and it's happened to many other children. You know, when the things appear and they try and deceive you, take you to another dimension, another through a portal, or sometimes, like for example, when I was playing in my grandfather's closet, that there was this, I guess you could say, demon or DDN that came out from his closet, and he's right there by me, telling me to pull the trigger of the shotgun. I mean, he's literally going like this, putting his finger and trying to tell me to put my finger on the trigger and pull it. So next thing you know, as I look, he's not there no more, but the temptation of pulling the trigger was there on me. It kind of like tried to take over me, right? To pull the trigger, in which eventually I pulled the trigger, but the shotgun went off and it hit me on the head. I was just a kid. It knocked me out, luckily. But it can happen that way because it happened to me. This ugly creature, demon, telling me to pull the trigger, and I pulled the trigger after it left. But I was small, and I was by the shotgun. My grandfather had told me that it was loaded, not to play in there, and that's when it happened. So there's many ways that this demon can deceive you, right? So I'm just giving you some examples of what happened to me when I was growing up, how they infiltrated and tried to do bad things in my life. Yeah, there's uh, you know I always try to tell people, always maintain your heavenly love foundation. It's not about being neutral. The only thing I can tell you is Beelzebub cannot cast out Beelzebub. Negativity versus negativity is not going to make nothing positive. The only way you can overcome individuals is through a heavenly love foundation, through Jesus Christ. That's the key to overcome, aka Lucifer, the Fallen, the Legion, the Watchers, the DDN, and any manifestation that they is through Jesus Christ. That's the way we can overcome. It's the things that we have to fight in spirit, brothers and sisters, in spirit. Because if they're in spirit, there's nothing you can do to them physically. How you doing, Sister Beyond the Box? There's nothing you can do to them physically because they're not physical in nature. They're just manifested temporarily in a realm. And just like in a blink of an eye, they can disappear and vanish and go back to where they came from. Or, not that I said that they're going somewhere else, they could be right there beside you, but in spirit form, then you can't see them. But when they show themselves to you, it's because they're identifying themselves to you who they are. I always tell people, put that spirit or that manifestation to the test. Tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. If it vanishes, then you know what you're dealing with. Is this DDN or something demonic in nature? If it disappears right in front of you, leaves a sulfur smell or a pestilent smell or goo behind, like black goo, then you already know what you're dealing with. Pestilence, mildew, all that is dealing with evil. Homes, when evil enters someone's home, things start happening of that nature. There'll be a lot of flies, pestilent smell, all kinds of activity inside your home if something enters your foundation of your house, which eventually you're going to have to cleanse and get it out of your home. Right? You got to cleanse your home, because what you want inside your home is for you and your loved ones to be safe from any unclean spirits. So yeah, there's a shirt that I'm wearing today. And we all know what people call this, a Bigfoot, right? That's what they call them, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, right? I call them DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim, because it can come and go. I've seen it where people capture a footprint and they say, well, there was only one print. I said, was there a trail of prints? For something that huge, how wide were the tracks? Something that big will have to have a long stride, because as tall as it is, right? The foot should be humongous. But the reason sometimes people capture just one footprint is because that's how they manifested temporarily and disappeared real quick. Or sometimes there's a lot of hoaxers out there, brothers and sisters, that they'll make a print just to say it's a Bigfoot. They'll make a print themselves to say it's a Bigfoot. Then they'll make with a cement and stuff, and they're like, look, I found a print. I'm gonna put it to my collection. But at the meantime, there is no Bigfoots or dogman or any cryptids in zoos. Like there is tigers, lions, and bears, and oh my, like there's real animals in the zoo. There's no cryptids in the zoos. But I think it has to do with a lot of power of belief. I believe that there's many people out there, especially the ones that live in the woods. They have their little tents, and they said that the Bigfoots and the dogmen are their friends. They call them shadow people. That they're their friends and that they know their families. That sounds like a form of possession to me. If you're saying these unclean spirits that are darker than the night are your friends, you must have a spiritual opening or might be bonded, because you're actually in their territory. And if they can use you to their bidding, they're going to use you to their bidding. Yeah, I seen you were on Beyond the Box earlier. I was watching the the Super Bowl. That was not that great. I just watched it. I tried to say a comment about the halftime show, and somebody got offended because I said that it sucked. Um, you know, to me, it's about performance. When somebody does the halftime, it's supposed to be about performance. Not about sending some kind of message of any kind of sort. To me, it's about the performance. And me as a dancer, because I love to dance, when I listen to music, and sometimes songs have a meaning also. But I say, what? I'm just not trying not to say nothing about that performance. It's just it's not something that I like. Just put it that way. So let's continue on with the show. DDN manifestation, such as a bigfoot, dogman, rake, hangers, because they like to manifest to look like something, right? That's how they deceive people. How many people? Oh, that's cool. How many people um, interact with a DDN, not knowing they're interacting with a DDN? There's many, right? Because the manifestation they take as a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, is a DDN, and people interact. They're interacting with the DDN, not knowing that they're interacting with the unclean spirit of the Nephilim, disembodied demonic Nephilim. So they interact because they're thinking, oh, it's a Bigfoot. They go banging on three times. They go out there, yell to see if they get a yell back, and all this stuff. They record noises that they're making, which I've heard some of them, and doesn't seem realistic to me. It seems like there's some of this sounds that they catch are man-made. He said there's a lot of hoaxers out there. Trust me, this DDN, somebody Nephilim have been here for a very long time. If they're going to communicate with you, they're going to speak to something that you understand. You don't have to make no yells of any kind of sort. They'll talk to you so you could understand what they're telling you. They'll tell you straight up, directly, spiritually. We got an EVP recorders, push play or record, or you're recording, you're going to capture what they're saying to you. I know there's people that love animals and stuff like that. The late Larry Batson, he's one of the first guys that was talked about the Bigfoot. He was into animals and everything, zoo animals. But he passed away a couple of years ago. I would follow him, and he was a good guy. You know, only he knows. Just like a lot of people know what they do, if they're being truthful to the people, or they're being fraudulent. You know, there is a lot of hoaxers. I'll drop a link here to see who would like to join up here with me. There we go. I know we got Juan Avila here. If Juan Avila, has anybody seen Jaime? I haven't seen Jaime in a long time. I know last time he got mad with me. I just want to tell If anybody knows Jaime Alanis, tell him that I'm not mad at him, man. I've never been mad at him. I don't know what he was going through or whatever. I know he believes in what he believes in, but I'm not mad at him. No, I know he believes in the Bigfoot. When he talks about the mountains and what's out there and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't give the power of belief of anything, even if I'm seeing it. Even if I'm seeing it, I'm not going to give it the power of belief because that's how they deceive you. They want you to believe it's real. You know, and same thing, kind of like what AI is doing right now. You see all the different beastly manifestations that they do with the AI because they want people to believe on the AIs or what they're posting up there. Well, guess what? If people are believing in that, guess what that is, brothers and sisters? That's the steel spiritual opening. No difference than when you see something like what I capture on the videos, and when I do the short reels, same thing. That's what I tell people: do not believe in what's in there, even though you're seeing what's there. Do not give it the power of belief because that's what it wants. So, whoever created AI is assisting the other side of the balance with this. When we talk about lechuzas, they've created lechuzas. They've created all kinds of different cryptid or demonic manifestations, right? Yeah, it's understandable. You know, some people want to continue to believe in the tooth fairy. They want to continue to believe in Santa Claus or whatever. That's their prerogative. Me, I just try to bring the spiritual truth of how important it is not to give the power of belief to these things, even if it's manifested right in front of you. Type and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. Put that manifestation to the test. Yeah, I used to have some viewers here. I don't know what everybody went to and stuff. I mean, that's the thing, brothers and sisters. I've heard so many stories of what people say. I hear their stories, but I tell them, do not give them the power of belief, whether they're coming to you in a dream, whether you're seeing something. Do not give them the power of belief because that's what they want you to do. They want you to leave that opening of belief so they could have a stronghold over you. That's how people get negative attachments. When I was in the military, I was in there 10 years. I trained all over the world, day and night, and I've seen all kinds of things in the woods. Through my night vision, I would see things. But I think the thing that the DDN at nighttime, what I would see will be tall, dark shadow figures with my night sight, my night vision, the sights from the tank, and they had no heat signature. Normally, something that's living, brothers and sisters, that's flesh and blood and has heat, we're able to see it through through night vision that we have within the tank. We're able to see the heat, the body heat, the silhouette, and everything. We got different pixels that we can chase it. It looks like day that we can see them. There was one out there. They were walking like in 6 or 7. There were many. Now that one right there had no body heat, but there were many. Where travels in many is the Legion, right? So I was able to see their silhouettes, but no heat signature. So what can travel out there that has no heat signature? Spirits, right? So I will see a lot of that kind of activity when I train in Fort Hood, and I will see that kind of activity when I was in Operation Desert Storm. During out there when I went in '91 and in '95. I did two rotations. Second rotation, I could see the DDN. Again, it was just a dark silhouette, but no body heat. They would stand by the burning pits, like they were absorbing energy or something, but you still couldn't see a body heat signature on them because they're spirits. One of the things that I know that they're watchers, brothers, or they're DDN are the children of the watchers, was the Nephilim, which are disembodied demonic Nephilim. Is one of the things they like to do is watch. They're always watching. Doesn't matter what manifestation they take, they're always watching you. They're looking at just watching. No, that's one of the dead giveaways to me when I hear that people say that a Bigfoot was watching them through their window. When they say that a dogman was watching them behind a vehicle, it's because those are the characteristics of the watchers. But at the same time, the offspring of the watchers, which was a Nephilim, their disembodied demonic Nephilim, they will have the same characteristics as their creators, right? So when I hear about what they do, how they're watching and all this stuff, it's because exactly what they are. The watchers, they're part of the watchers, which is they're the DDN, the unclean spirits of the DDN. How you doing, Sister Edna Wilson? How you doing tonight? Hope you are doing well. I got a question for y'all. If they do leave something for somebody, what do you think they're living it? What I mean by that, and I'm going to call the bluff to some of this stuff here, uh, because of what happened to me when I was growing up. When me and my brother had to shovel shit for 2 days, and we had a big pile in the backyard in the alley, right when this DDN surfaced up, or the Legion, and they were making all kinds of noise, and we went outside the following day. We're praying all night, and there was crap all over our yard, like shit everywhere, different kinds. That me and my brother had to shovel all day on a Saturday. We put a pile. We finished. We were tired. That night on a Saturday evening, the same thing happened. A lot of activity, different sounds. Like, for example, some of the sounds that happened was like a man on a wagon. Mind you, this is in the 70s. You can hear the wagon, the wheels of the wagon, the whip. You can hear the horses. You can hear native drum beats. You can hear the natives chanting. You can hear lions, elephants, different animal sounds all simultaneously. So basically, me and my brother, whatever I should say, manifested in your yard that was making all those different sounds, left negative residue, which me and my brother shoveled crap for 2 days. We put it all in a pile, and we're talking to our grandmother, trying to figure out how anything even got in the yard because we always kept our gates locked with chains, so nobody could come into the property. And as we're saying that, the big pile of negative residue, I'm going to tell you what I'm calling negative residue. The big pile of crap that me and my brother spent 2 days shoveling disappeared, disappeared right beside it, like literally just vanished. And there was nothing there. It was like an illusion. It vanished. Even though we shoveled it, it was heavy. We felt that it was heavy. We had blisters in our hands from shoveling 2 days. That the whole pile of crap that this unclean spirits, whatever you want to call it, made it disappeared. The pestilence, right? Because it was shit. The pestilence disappeared. So, in saying that, we heard all these different animal sounds that had crap everywhere. Everything disappeared, in which I mean that it was something spiritual, something demonic in nature. That the spat or the pestilence that it left behind could only be here in our realm for so long, and it vanished. So I got a question for the Bigfoot believers. I'm doing what sister, and I got a question for the Bigfoot believers. That they say or they claim that the Bigfoot left something behind, right? Like, for example, uh, left them a toy or something, right? Uh, I have a question. Whatever it left behind, has it disappeared from your belongings? And if it hasn't vanished from your belongings, then maybe what was left behind is man-made. There's somebody placed that there because of what I witnessed. Um, if we leave something behind, uh, it's just there temporarily, and it vanishes just like all that pestilence, or should I say, crap that me and my brother shoveled disappeared. It went back to wherever it came from because it was part of that. It was part of that. I guess you could say that unclean spirit. I'm just giving you an example, brothers and sisters, that when somebody tells me something, I think about it because of when you experience things on your own and you hear people say things, you're like, man, something ain't right with that, because if it's something uh, that's demonic in nature, it's going to disappear, you know. Um, just like the footprints, footprints. I mean, till the day that somebody captures a Bigfoot or a little Bigfoot or whatever, and that plays it in the zoo, then everything I'm telling you here right now, I'll take back, right? I'll take back and I say I was wrong, but I feel that I'm right, and guess what? There is no Bigfoot or Sasquatch or dogman, whether it's a big one or a little one, or any cryptid that's in captivity. I think it's the DDN, the disembodied demonic Nephilim, that comes in and out of reality. Manifestations, doppelgangers, right? Manifestations. They have those abilities to mimic, to come in and out of our reality, to even look like you or me. They have those abilities, brothers and sisters. Let me see if I can share a picture with y'all. Let me see what I got here in my archives. I'm going to show you a picture of something. Uh, it's from Elms Grove Estates. I heard something growling at me. I looked visually. I could not see anything growling at me. I couldn't see nothing. I took a picture of where the growling was coming from, and I captured something. You know, when we talk about spirits and spirits, I'm not sure what I captured. Here, let me share this photo. This happened in Elms Grove Estates. Okay, let me share the picture that I captured in Elms Grove. So you can understand what I'm talking about. How they can manifest, and sometimes you can't see them with the naked eye because they could be right there in front of you, not cloaking, but they're in spirit. So you're not able to see them even though they're there. But if you got your recording or you take a picture, you might be able to capture it in the picture. So here you go. Let me see if this is a good one or here we go. This is what I captured in front of me in the woods of Elms Grove. If you look at this picture, if you got Sister Brenda likes using her magnifying glass. Let me make it big for all of y'all to see. If you look at this photo here, really look at it, you're able to see many spirits here. Of course, the ones here in the front where the growling was coming from, you can see there are black spirits. I would say unclean spirits because of the color that they are, you know, which will be some black magic involved. Uh, but in this photo, there are many spirits in here that if you really take a close look at it, you'll be able to see all the things that are there. Y'all know cocaine werewolf. When we talk about cocaine werewolf, I believe cocaine werewolf is right there, right in front. That's where the crawling, the growling was coming from. And the reason I know that it's him is because he wears this around his neck. But I believe this is the cocaine werewolf, uh, the same one that was on the tree, and it's not by itself here. You can see one here. See another one here. You can see one here. I'm sure the faces. Face. 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 So face. 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 And several other spirits back here. They were there in numbers, brothers and sisters. There's another face there. They're everywhere in this photo. If you really look at it, there's a lot of manifestations here in this photograph. Okay. Prayers to you, Sister Edna Wilson. So this is, like I said, when I talk about the DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim, there you go. This is part of that disembodied because they're not here in the flesh. They travel in spirit. How do they attack? They attack spiritually. If you have a opening, they can attack spiritually. They can attach themselves to you. There were many here in this photo. And this is an old photo from Elms Grove. Let me see what else I can show you. I think I even give it a little bit more color so I can see it better. Let's see if we can see it better this other way. There it is. Give it made it a little bit more darker so you can see them, the manifestations that are there. This one here looks native. Just this one, made a little. You're able to see the faces. The faces, a lot of faces here, all the way back here, up on top. Just a lot of activity in this photo. So let me catch up to the comments. Alrighty. Let me see what other photo I can share with y'all. Since we are talking about this DDN of manifestations of the take. So how's everybody doing tonight? Did everybody enjoy the Super Bowl? Or did everybody enjoy the halftime show for the Super Bowl? uh, is there any questions do you want to ask? You can ask and I'll give you an answer to the best of my abilities. Try to find another photo for y'all here, brothers and sisters. Let's see what we got here. Here's another one that manifested in Elms Grove behind me. He looks freaked out. Let me share it with y'all. Look at that face right there. It's a manifestation that he took right behind me, right by the edge of the wool line, where you can see the face right here. Let me see how it looks where you're all at. I don't know if I can make that any bigger. You know, when I talk about that they manifest to look a certain way, I believe that they manifest to look beastly or different just for the fear factor. That's why they do that. So if they see an opening of fear, then they attack. Just like I've seen them even manifest, like when we talk about doplegangers, I've seen them manifest into rattlesnakes, in which he had red eyes. And when I hit that rattlesnake with the red eyes, it was a puff of smoke. It smelled like sulfur, and he vanished. They can manifest to you to look like you or me. You know, they have many capabilities. Let me see if I can find another photo for your brothers and sisters. See what I got here. Good night, Sister Beyond the Box. You have a blessed evening. Here's an old picture of me from back in the day when I was in the military on the tank at the Dust Bowl. That's what I used to call it. There it is. That's me right there. When I was younger, in my 20s, we were at the Dust Bowl at the in Fort Owen, California. You see how I tell people that I used to train in the mountains? There you go. There, look at the mountains up there. Uh, this right here is like our Halo system. That if all this Halo system that we had gear that we put on our tanks and on ourselves. So if somebody shoots at us with a laser, or all our equipment will go off. Right, it's connected to a box, so they try to make it as real as possible. And this is a 240. This over here is a PC. It's got a lot of antennas. That's most likely belongs to the talk, because they had to have the antennas like this to communicate. This picture here is from like 92. I was in a Cav and we're training in California. So what else we got here? Here's another one from Elms Grove Estates, where I had my encounter. Uh, Let me share it with you all. This is the guy I was recording. Brother, what was his name? Oh man. Ooh, I'm trying to remember his name. But anyways, I took him to Elms Grove because I wanted to check it out. They had seen the show, and I took him there, and we got that activity of the shadow figure up here, what I call DDNs, and he was on top of the tree just looking. This shadow figure. He was even looking that ways because he could sense something. Here's a close up of that shadow figure. I hope everybody is doing great, brothers and sisters. The thing is, when you go to a hot spot and you know it's hot, just be careful. be prayed up. Uh, Pray before, even during, if activity picks up and you're hearing growlings, you're hearing footsteps or something running around you, but you're not visually seeing something. Go into prayer. Go into prayer. And if activity really gets bad, don't run out of there. Like, don't let fear sink in. Just pray and stay calm and relaxed. No matter what you're hearing, what you might be seeing, do not fear, and pray and get out of the area. But don't run, because if you run, then that's saying that you're afraid, and whatever's there is gonna try to attack you spiritually. If it's the DDN, the Legion, or whatever manifestation it takes, it's going to try to attack you. Might attach itself to you, and you don't know. When before you enter your home, you got to say, if there's anything attached to me or anything around me, you're not allowed to be on my vessel, or you're not allowed to be on my body, and you're not allowed in my home. You're not welcome. You have to make that clear, or else if you don't, it will have a free ride into your house. That next thing you know, you're going to be having all kinds of activity inside your house, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Sister Brenda, call it a night. Maybe I can share a couple of videos of what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, most of y'all seen a lot of the videos that I've shared here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. So let's share some videos, and we'll talk about them. Like, for example, I'm just trying to see what kind of videos that y'all want to see here tonight. I'm trying to look what this is, and I don't know what that is. Okay, let me go to the next one. See what we capture here. Okay, let me put some videos out here for y'all. Some of the captures that I've captured throughout the years. I just turned 57 in February 2nd, brothers and sisters. We'll see how long I'll do this. I don't know about how much more boots on the ground I'll do, or investigations, but for sure the show, the show I will do, as long as I'm healthy and able to do it, I will do it. So let's share some of the things that I've captured. Here's one for y'all. Look at this sucker right here. How you doing, Andres Carizales? Here you go. Here's one for y'all. This is made a short reel on YouTube for this one. Sharing it right now. There we go. Now I'll give it the full screen. I'm gonna make myself small right there, or here in the bottom right. Let me see. Check out this one. This one was by the edge of the woods, down in the location where I was able to track down this truck that had the keys in the ignition, and had there was a wallet in the truck, I believe. So I gave the coordinates to the cops of where this truck was, and the Temple PD went to go do an investigation where the truck was, and they were also able to find a body of a person that had been missing for about 2.5 months, to my understanding. How you doing, Sister Madeline? Let me see which one stands out the most. Let me see if I can make that one. Uh, Make it bigger. I'll stop it on one of those manifestations, the close ones where it's bigger, so y'all can see it. Yeah, that's a pretty good one right there. Here's the face. There's when we talk about disembodied, right? That they're in spirit. There you go. They'll manifest to look like if they're here in the flesh, but they truly are not in the flesh because they're in spirit. They can look like they're in the flesh, but they're more here in spirit, which is the unclean spirits of the Nephilim, which people call them demons. There you go. That's a closer look at it. I'll pause it there for right now so y'all can check it out. Let's see, who do we got here? How you doing, brother? Jumpsuit. Okay. And stop sharing that one. Let me see if I can find another one for y'all. Yeah, this one's kind of freaked out too, right here that I'm about to show you. This was in the entrance of the path where I live here in Temple. I've been holding back on the investigations there because activity has been getting pretty hot and heavy there, brothers and sisters. That I haven't gone back. You know, I don't want to get spiritually attacked or my energy drained, even though I do get prepared when I go do my investigations. It's just not a good feeling when you go into an area, and then when you come out of the area, it feels like you're carrying two or three people on your shoulders because you have a lot of weight on you. So that's when you know. That's one of the signs that is letting you know that there's a negative attachment on you, because you feel it. You feel it on your body, on your neck area, shoulders, and as you walk, it feels like you're literally carrying somebody on your shoulders. That's when you have to go into prayer and pray against it, that it's not allowed to affect your vessel. You know, you tie, bound, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. See what else we got here. So I'm fixing to share this one here. This is a different one. I think I shared it last time, but I'll share it again right now. There we go. Let me know what you think about that one, and I'll pause it later on. I'll let it run for right now. You can see it right there. There's just something pretty huge right there. You know how I talk to you about the shapeshifter skinwalker have like yellow in the eyes and stuff like that, which would be like energy. There's an example of that. I think there's two things here. You got that one on the left right there. and then you have one over here to the right with white eye shine. That's the original photo right there. So here's one. There's the eyes, the nose, the mouth, pretty big. And there's one here, darker than night. And there's the eyes right here. So there's two of them that are standing right there by the wood line. Of course, the original picture is this one. Oops. That's the original picture right here. There's one right there. And the other one is right here. So there's two of them. Get it to the close up. There we go. See if I did any closer. Okay, let me look at the comments here. How you doing, Brother Long Morgan? Yeah, hour and 16 minutes. Yeah, I'm just going with the flow of things right now. Let me see if I can find something else for y'all. Then I got a image of a Texas Central skinwalker. So let me find that one for you that I caught during the investigation. See, here it is. Okay. Central Texas shapeshifter skinwalker here, but it's in the manifestation of the I guess the beast or whatever. Here we go. Check out this footage of this video. You're gonna see the shapeshifter skinwalker in a moment. There it is right there. And you see a close up of it in a moment. It's got yellowish eyes. There it is. Here's the eye shine. And mind you, this is early in the morning. Guess we can pause it there. There's the face of the manifestation he took. Some people have seen it last time and they said, man, that looks like a bat, because it looks like it's got wings. But that's the face of the shapeshifter skinwalker. It was like right at the edge of the wool line, but it was looking. But look at the yellow eyes, the eye shine that it has. What is it doing? It's watching. This is the original photo. That sucker is right up in here. Play it one more time for y'all. There it is right there. You can see it's pretty tall. Of course, I've captured several. The one that I want to capture is when it's in the form of the native, the Naglu dish. I want to capture it. I think I've captured something in that form. There it is right there. There you go. How you doing, Takisha? How you doing today? Yeah, that one is. They take many manifestations, brother and sisters. This DDN. Not all are the same. Uh, let me see if I can find some another one for you. Here's another one, and this one was, you could say, in spirit form, uh, but he blended in very well with the environment. Check out this one. Let me share it with you all. There we go. Boom. Take a close look at this one. This is a different area somewhere else, and there it is. It's right there. I'll do a close up of it in a moment. Thank you, Taki. I do get the one with the giant owl. You all want to see that one too. But you can see it standing right there. There's more than one. Uh, they were saying something. You can see him standing right there. You can see the native or the skinwalker, shifter skinwalker standing right there. Look, let me go to, oh, wrong one. Let me go to it. Let me back it up some. There. There's one standing here. And then you have like one trying to manifest right here, but then you got this. You can see the native look in this one. I will have to do it close up. Let me do a screenshot of that photo right there. Let me work on that because I see him right there. So let me do a screenshot of that, brother and sisters, and we'll take a close look at it. All right. Let me work on the photo, and I'm going to. I'm just going to push play right there, and I'm going to work on the photo. Yeah, I'll show you the one with the big owl in a moment. All right, let me send the photo over so we can take a look at it. All right, here we go. Let's look at the, let me get out of here and share the photo. Oh, y'all trying to kick me off. Here we go. Yeah, I'll show the huge owl right in a moment. There you go, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna make it bigger for you all. You can see them. I think there's 3 of them there. But you're able to see this one here. Look at the face. You're able to see this one here. And then back here is another one right here, right beside it. So you can see like the legs, and you can see the face right here. So there's one here, possibly more in this photo. You just really need to work on. Yeah, I'm just showing you this photo that there's. When we talk about shifted skinwalkers, people want to see something physical, but they're more spiritual. So they're able to manifest. It's more of a spiritual manifestation when they show up, and I think they can get stronger spiritually when there's certain weather like the moon or the sun. That they're able to show themselves even more. But there you can see them. They're standing right there in the path. As a matter of fact, I have the video where they're saying something to me. They literally say something to me. Somebody said, "Can't see the clicker." Let me do one more close up of those 2 right here, so we can take a really close look at them. All right, here we go. One more look at them. One more closer look. See, this one trying to manifest right here. You can see the face. There possibly might be 2 here in this photo, but it tried to show a manifestation. Try to manifest. I think it growled at me when I was there, but you're able to see this. You can see the legs and everything of this shifted to skinwalker that's right here beside this one. And there's the face of it, but there's the body. You see arms here. There's the legs. And I guess here's the face. And this was almost the same thing. And the arms are pretty long, but it's showing his face right here. His manifestation. There you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go look for that other photo of the show reel of The owl. Let me find it for y'all. I don't think I've shown that one in a while. Okay, here you go. Backed by popular demand is going to be the owl one. Let me share it for y'all. It turns its head from one side all the way to the right, and it's looking at me. But it's not an ordinary owl, brothers and sisters. This is, DDN in the manifestation of an owl. It's pretty tall. I'm going to show you in a moment the original video of this. It's got a beak and everything. Look at that. Let me rewind it for y'all. There it is right here, the face. It's got a giant beak, the beak and the eyes, but it's literally standing. And this is me making a close-up because the original, I'm further away. So I'm going to show you the original. Now I'm going to push play. Believe, right here. My hair's already stood up, brothers and sisters. I feel something here. From this area. This is the open space where the thing was hovering. Came from the right here. My hair's already stood up, brothers and sisters. I feel something here. From this area. This is the open space where the thing was hovering. Came from the right here. My hair's already stood up, brothers and sisters. I feel something here. From this area. This is the open space where the thing was hovering. Came from the There you go, folks. You seen how big that is? From the original video, it's huge. This is a close-up of it. When you do a close-up, it takes away from the picture, but it's literally real tall. It's right here, looking sideways right now. And it's going to turn its head all the way this way. Boom. Y'all seen that? He turned his head. On the original video, right here is sideways. It's not even looking. I mean, it's sideways here. Like when I play it, it's going to turn his head all the way. Boom, there it is. You're able to see the beak and the eyes. Guess you could say they can camouflage themselves pretty good. So, what do you think about that giant owl, folks? That's pretty tall. See what else I can show y'all here. I don't know if y'all seen the one with the witch. The why not? I'll show you the one with the witch. Yeah, it's like 14 foot tall. Brother Law Morgan or taller, 14 to 16. Yeah, very tall. Still freaky. Yeah. So I got one at nighttime of a witch that I'm going to share with you right now. Check out this one. Let me make sure it's the right one. Okay, this is okay. Okay. And make sure I share the right one with y'all. Check out this one. This one, me and my bro went to go investigate at nighttime. He didn't want me to go by myself. This evening, I wanted to go by myself, but my brother didn't feel right that I go by myself, so he went with me, and we captured this photo out in the woods. Well, we're recording. It's nighttime. We were there at like pitch black. I only had a little flashlight, so when I heard some movement and I lit it up, I was able to capture what we call a witch. A bruja. There she is. I heard movement right beside me to the left, and I hit it with a light. When I turned on the light, there she was in the move. A bruja, a witch. Yeah, that's a witch right here. I'm going to show her her face in the moment. I'm just letting you. I had the flashlight. I had the camera like this in front of me, recording, and I had the flashlight by my temple area. So when I heard movement, I turned on the freaking. I was doing a live. I turned on the light, and I was able to capture the witch on the move. So I'm going to show her face in a moment. You're like, that's no witch. Check it out. There's a different video. Yeah, this is dealing with a witch. So let me show you the face of the witch. There you go. There's her face. I normally share her on Bruja Fridays, but there she is. Look at that. Look at that face. think I was even praying, man, because I say amen up there. Yeah, let me pause her face some so we could check her out. There we go. Let's move it a little bit. Yeah, right there. Looks like she's missing an eye. There she is. Let me do a screenshot of that face, and I'll blow it up so y'all can see the face. All right. Let me send these two photos over. See what we got here. All right. Let me share a close up of her face. Are you ready for this? You're already ready to see the bruja's face? Here we go. We're gonna see her face close up. I'm gonna share it. Okay, let me go to it. There we go. Wee. There she is. I think I took two. Or there's one, and no, I try to take a closer look at her. I think this one is much better. But there she is, right there. It's a close up of her face. Orale, primo, how you doing? Yeah. That's her face right there. I know the exact spot where I captured this photo, and I'm thinking maybe one day we'll do another night investigation and go out there again. But I know it was real hot and heavy that day we went. We could hear all kinds of movement around us. Besides the witch encounter, we captured something else out there that was moving real fast. It had white eyes. Could have been the shapeshifter skinwalker that was out there, but he was running around us because I captured her. It could be her familiar that we could have captured also, but I have that video here somewhere here where it's moving real fast. Uh, Joe Burgess says it looks like Dana Ortega. Like Dana, that's what he's saying. Looks like Dana. All right, let me take that one off. Just wanted y'all to see that. Let me see if I can find the other one where it's running. The thing that's running beside us. See if I can find that photo. That video. There it is. And this sucker is moving at a high rate of speed. Let me share it with y'all. Oh, I see, primo. Well, get some rest, cousin. Descansa, primo. It's a lot of driving. Check out this one, folks. From the same evening that we captured the bruja. Whatever that is running real fast. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause it there. Rewind it a little bit because it's moving real fast. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that and see if I can get a close up of it. Okay, let me do a screenshot of that, and then work on doing a close up. Because that thing was running at a high rate of speed. Then it turned to look, like literally looking at us. Yeah, I'm gonna try to blow up that photo right there so you can see that it stopped and it was looking our direction. right. Let me do it one more time. Hmm. Oh man, allergies. All right, man. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me see the catch up on the comments real quick, and then we're going to share the close up of it. But you can see right there where it's looking, and the eyes were white eye shine. Yeah, two eyes. So I'm going to do a close up of it so y'all can see it. There we go. Here we go, brothers and sisters. Let me share it. Did a close up of it. Okay, there it is. Oh, there. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay, here we go. Let's share it. We're going to do the close up of it. You can see it standing right there. It's right here. Let me do a different one. There it is. Two eye shine. Where it ran and it stood right there. And you can see how big it is, but you can see his dark silhouette right there. Pretty tall. Go. Just wanted to share that photo that there was something running. They're standing right there looking at us pretty tall. With a as far as that thing is, it's pretty good distance. I would say like maybe 20 to 30 feet away from us, and it's still or 40 feet. Yeah, like 40, 30 to 40 feet, and it's pretty tall. So what I'm gonna do is go back to it and just play the video so y'all can see it how it's moving. Okay, here we go. We'll play the video. Then it turns its head and it takes off. There it is running. It's running right there. Boom. Look right here how tall it is. How tall it is at this point. Pretty tall. You check it out. At that point right there, it's tall. Real tall. There it is right there. And it was looking there. And it moved. There it is. There you go. I know for some reason it feels like it got dark in here. So if there's any unclean spirits or trying to transfer through the footage, to the videos or the photos, you're not allowed. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. You're not allowed to affect me or none of the viewers here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. We take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. Again, we tie, bind, and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. This we pray through our Heavenly Father. Amen. Yeah, I was just planning to make a 2-hour video today. I just want to say thank you for the support. Everybody that tunes into Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, the late night show, that's me. It's the time frames that I like doing my work. I'm normally awake at nighttime, but this is when I do the works that I do at nighttime. I just want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in and supports Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I just want to say to you, brothers and sisters, maintain your Heavenly Love Foundation. Don't anger or follow suit what everybody else is trying to do. Have that relationship with Jesus Christ. Have faith and believe in Him, because that's the only way that I've been able to overcome the things spiritually is through Jesus Christ. The bruja, the big owl, the thing that was moving just now, and the shaped skinwalkers. I encounter shadow figures that show up here all the freaking time. As my Heavenly Love Foundation and the relationship I have with Jesus Christ. That go into prayer, type and rebuke them in Jesus Christ, and tell them they're not allowed here, because they're here. There's DDN that I speak of, disembodied demonic Nephilim. They never left. They left in the flesh, but they're here in spirit. So they never left Earth. They had no place to go, so they're here amongst us, but in spirit form, which is like dark shadow figures. People can mistake it for a Mothman, right? You see a dark silhouette and something looking at you. This is what they're gonna when they draw a picture, they're gonna draw something like that. But when it's something that dark and they move so fast that it'll be a quick glimpse, right? So you're going off by a glimpse. There we go. We got. Oh, there you go. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, I was watching.
Yeah, I was telling her about that activity when we went to investigate out there. Can you tell them what you were feeling? Because I could sense all the things that were out there, but it was pretty hot and heavy that day that we did that investigation where we captured the bruja and the thing that was moving that I just shared with the viewers.
Yeah, it was. They were all around us.
It was hot and heavy, brother and sister. Just put it that way. He kept on hearing things all around him, and I think, were you praying, bro, when you were sensing the things that are around you?
Yeah, I'm just glad that it wasn't like the other times that it got real heavy to walk and heavy
Yeah.
move, and started to feel like faint, like I was gonna faint, like they were draining my energy.
Well, that's what they do. They try to attach themselves to you. You want to see another? I got another short reel, a couple of more where I can show how they move when they're moving, and it was from the same video where they're moving in spirit form, and as they're moving so fast, they can go right through you, right beside you, and drain your energy.
Hey, what's up, Gilbert?
So let me go to finding the other photo here. There you go. When they're passing around us, and this one they're trying to drain the energy. When they show up this way, let me show them the video. Here we go. This is when they're moving in. You could say a unclean spirit mass, because they're moving in disembodied form. Check it out. There it is. Look at it. It looked like it kind of like walked. Was that a walk? Let's see. Right there. So let me go to it. Play it. There's many faces in these photos, brother and sisters, by the way. You know, they say that the Legion are many, and normally they travel together. So that's why they say we are many. Let me push you play one more time. This is activity that my brother's talking about that was around us that night. Go ahead, bro. You can talk with the viewers.
Yeah, they were everywhere right there.
Yeah, there was activity all around us. Like we're surrounded, you could say.
Like I said,
And
I'm just glad that that heaviness that we felt before, like they're on our chest, or that it's hard to move, our legs don't want to move, they're real heavy. That they didn't do that night.
that's what I tell the viewers here, subscribers of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, that sometimes it feels like you're carrying two or three people on your shoulders, right? You ever carry somebody on your shoulders? And that's how it feels, like you got somebody on your shoulders. You got weight on you.
Yep.
This DDN, sometimes they're so freaking heavy, I guess, where they're trying to manifest or whatever, that it feels like you're carrying 300, 400 pounds on you. 300. Remember the time when we went to Chakras Falls that I could barely walk, bro?
Yeah, that's I think that Chakra Falls might be worse than this place.
Yeah, it is
Because,
bad.
yeah.
I think I even made a short reel where you could hear somebody running away from me. You hear footsteps running away from me at Chakras Falls. All right. Let me see what else we got here. So,
Yeah.
what advice would you give people, bro, if they ever go to an investigation or run up in a situation when this activity surfaces up all of a sudden around them?
It just got to be prayed up. And you have to be prayed up, and you have to be right with God.
Who you mean right where God is, being the right path and no spiritual openings?
No spiritual openings, and um, ask forgiveness for your sins. If you've sinned, you can't remember what happened with their parents when they would go and pray and cast out demons and heal people. Remember, if they have some type of sin in there, if they've committed some kind of sin and they haven't asked for forgiveness, that's when the demon jumps into them. Remember how the demon would be jumping from person to person because they
Yeah.
weren't with God. If they're right with God, the demon won't be able to do that when they will be casting out demons out of people and stuff. That's why you can't. You have to be right with God if you're gonna.
Do the works.
Yep, do the works.
Tell them some of the experiences you had, brother, before you even went out there to investigate with me. Tell them what happened when you come over here and when you were first through the lives with me. How you would just use my Wi-Fi and stay in your truck. Tell them some of the things that you would see.
Man, I would see all those giant dark shadows, the DDN. They're all around there.
When you mean giant, how tall?
Like 12 to 14 feet. Well, you got the picture of the thing that's on the fence that I took from the rearview mirror,
Yeah,
how tall it was, and it was just there looking. And that's just because I felt something. I felt something coming from that direction. So I took a picture from the rearview mirror and I caught it. And it's tall. And then they've hit my truck. Remember, twice.
tell them, tell them
When
what happened.
I was leaving your house,
How it happened.
I was leaving your house, and then it got in front of me, and it was manifesting there, and I could see it. It was all black, and it had like the inside was on the outside of the body, and it's got in front of the street when I was gonna take off, and I let my foot off the gas, and I was looking at it, and then I started praying and type binding and rebuking it in Jesus Christ's name. And then I went around that corner, the other corner, and I was going right opposite of your house on the other street. That's where something hit me on the side of the truck. That's happened to me twice there. But that one time it really hit my truck real hard.
These dark shadow figures are all over Central Texas because I know you've seen them over there where you live too, right?
Yeah, the DDN are everywhere.
Because tell them why they're everywhere, brother. Because what happened? There was the Nephilim, right? They can't got no place to go, but they're around us in spirit. People know them as demons, so they're amongst us.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if I can find the picture that you're talking about.
The picture?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, it should have shown the picture, bro. The three fingers. Oh no, it's up to you. Are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. They already know that the demonic always does the three to mock the Trinity.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let me. I'm looking for the picture you sent me. If I can find it. So go ahead and
I've been wondering about something, bro. You know, in Elms Grove. In Elms Grove, you said that you could see the shadows going into people's houses through the walls.
Yeah,
How could they do that? Those people weren't prayed up, or they didn't believe in Jesus Christ, or how could they do that?
the spirits.
Yeah, if you believe in Christ,
They're unclean spirits, and if the house is not being protected spiritually, like if they don't protect it, keep it clean, then yeah, they can find a way in. They can find a way in. If the person is struggling with their health, most of the people that lived around there were elderly people, so they would make them like succubus or incubus. But if I try to warn them and I tell them to keep their house protected, prayed up, you know, they didn't want to listen to me. So the opening was there for them to enter the homes because it did not. It kind of reminds me of the Last Supper. What was it? The Last Supper, when the angel of death came. When was that? They had to put the blood on the walls, on the doors.
oh,
The Egypt with the firstborn or something like that.
or the firstborn from Egypt.
And the death angel came,
Yeah,
and whoever had the blood of, supposedly
and
the blood for the blood of
like
Jesus, right? Was it the blood of Jesus or
it
no?
was the blood of
No, not at the time. It wasn't the blood of Jesus, but it stood for,
they
what
can't.
was it?
They were Hebrew. They were not to leave, not to kill them. It only killed the Egyptians. Remember,
Hmm.
so that so they could be free. Remember Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a way. When I warned my neighbors about the dark shadow figures coming to our homes, that they were going into the houses, I try to warn them. Every person that I seen this dark shadow figures go into the homes, because I was outside seeing this, and I was praying around my home so they wouldn't go into my home. And I could see them going into the people's homes, and every home they went to, I told them, what I seen. And then next thing you know, I get a call from the office where I lived and say, "Hey, you can be going around scaring people, blah blah blah." But then they all died. They all died within a matter of, man, within 6 months, the 4 months, we lost six. The people behind me, Miss Kim, the guy that had just moved in an RV beside her, another lady up the street, Philippine lady, and this man that I would talk to. He passed away too. What they all had in common is they died in their sleep, in their beds, and except one died. The Philippine lady died in the recliner with the remote in her hand. Uh, Whatever it was, it drained souls, would sure be a succubus or incubus to me, right? Because that's what the succubus incubus do, is, or they attack the something that attacks the elderly, the sick. He's got to have some kind of authority or permission to go into somebody. I think it depends on the individual, how they are as individuals, right? I think I got the pictures that I moved over of that day. Yeah, you can see it right there off the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you. my brother's rearview mirror or the side mirror when he said he seen something behind him that was huge. Like how tall, bro?
It was like 14 feet tall because the fence is real tall, and it was look at the size of it that's sticking up on top of the fence still. But the
Yeah,
fence 10 foot.
here we go. So this is off the rearview mirror of my brother because he called me. Well, and he was we were on the live, and he said there's something huge out here with me. He's behind the truck. That's what he said. So what he's talking about is this fence over here. There's something is back here by the fence. Let's do a close up of it. It still is rearview mirror. You can see something there, right here, pretty tall. Let's do a close up of it. It's too small. Oh, very small. Too small. What the hell's going on here? Man, come on. How are people gonna see that, eh?
There it is.
There it is.
You
I try to get as close as possible to it.
you
Um,
can't you can't see the three fingers in his hands. It's like real fuzzy right there, but on the phone you could see it.
yeah, because it's too close, too close. But you can see it here where it's at.
It has his hands over the fence and it's just watching.
Yeah, there it is. Right here, right over the fence. Yeah, this one stands out the most right here. You can see it where it's right over the fence. But didn't you say there was one right behind the truck?
That was a different one when you came outside and started praying, and where you heard it where it ran away. You heard the footsteps running away. That was a different night.
Andres Carizales says, "Wow, looks like a bear or a big wolf." Yeah, there's the thing is there's no bears in Central Texas, not that I know of. There we go. You have a nice evening, Matt. Always leaving. Gilbert, good night, primo. Primo Gilbert. Yeah, you can see it right over the fence right there, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can work on it one more time. For good time's sake. Here, let me work on that. Let me work on it one more time, bro, so we can get a better look at it.
Yeah, it's on the phone you could see the hands that it had three fingers.
I'm just trying to do one little close up to see if we can see it better. All right, here we go. Let's look at it. About there. It could be possibly two there, but it seems like they're like right there. But anyways, let me look at the comments. Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. That looks like there's like two or three there. Let me zoom in one more time. Get a closer look at it. You seen the movement, bro? When you were looking, did it move?
No, I just felt it.
Good night, Oz. Oh, okay, let's take the closer look.
I just felt that it was something was looking at me.
How about there?
I'm looking through my pictures so I can send it to you.
Well, it's the same photo that you sent me, no?
Yeah, but on my phone it was like bigger.
All right. There it is. Yeah, that area where the picture is, it's a building that goes. It's two buildings that are there, and those buildings go towards the area that we go investigate. So I've seen activity there. I've seen something. When I seen it, they was looking at me. Uh, we'll talk about dogman. What seemed to be an adolescent standing on twos by that fence. There was a broken board, right? And there was something there when I came one night. He was standing there. That it wasn't that tall. It was like maybe 3 foot, 4 foot high. He was standing on twos there, looking at me. So I came to the house and parked. And when I looked again, he was gone. And I was like, "What the hell is that?" But something had been breaking that fence, knocking down the wood. All right. Yeah, we're in 2 hours and 25 minutes, bro.
Already?
Oh, the things that are out there are pretty tall. It makes us look like midgets. They're that tall that we look like midgets compared to their height. What do you think, bro?
they can manifest into anything to look like small things, big things. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
they can take a manifest of different forms,
Yeah.
tall, big. They can even manifest to things in in your imagination, things that how you might think a cryptid is. They have the abilities to manifest because they can read your mind. You know, the spirit, since they're in spirit form, the spirit knows the spirit, so they know what's in your mind because they're literally working in spirit, right? But they're unclean spirit. So they know your deepest, you could say your everything about you, everything. It's kind of like the one that I encountered over there in the form of that man. They told me that he knew where I was from, that he knew my grandmother and my grandfather. He kept on saying everybody's name in my family, like he knew the bloodline. The thing is, I was in a foreign country. I was 19 years old, and he knew everything about my family. How can somebody talking with a different accent in a different country? I was in Germany. Know everything about my family, my bloodline. The only way I would know is because either it was either I'm not going to say angelic. I'll just say because it mentions specifically my grandmother and grandfather. I know what happened to my grandfather that he got attacked, and I know about my grandmother. So I felt that whatever that was something demonic. But it's a story I shared last time with the viewers here. When people say, "Oh, they're," when they talk about the Hat Man or some of these serial killers like Jack the Ripper, and they say, "Oh, they're time travelers." Well, a demon is not a time traveler because they're still here, but they know the past, they know the present, and they could even know the future, right? Because the spirit knows the spirit. So are they like time travelers? Well, they know certain things of the spirit, right? But the ultimate, when something happens, is up to Jesus Christ. That's why we have to maintain our faith and believe in Him, because that's the only way we're going to be able to survive the unseen forces, this DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim, or what people want to call cryptids. It's through Jesus Christ. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I sent you a picture, bro. That picture that from my phone.
Another picture?
Of that one. Yeah.
All right, let me share it. There it is. Here it is. You can probably see it better here, I think. There it is. It's pretty huge. Like he said, it's standing on the by the fence, and it's taller than the fence. There he is. You can see it. You can see it better there, where it's standing above the fence because it's that tall.
And you see the three fingers it
Yeah.
has.
And what does the three fingers represent, brother?
You already know it's demonic.
Yeah, but so the viewers can understand.
It's demonic.
Demonic
Yep.
in threes. Three fingers. How many people uh, follow the Bigfoots? How many times have you heard that people hear three yells or they hear three knockings on the trees? Happens all the time to them. It's because the three knockings is them, the demons let them know that they're demonic in nature. God Joel said it's big and looks like there's two of them. Alrighty.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty big, man.
Yeah, they test the water. They they test the water first. They'll do it like a tapping, three tappings. Then if you
Th-
don't do
Yep.
anything, then it goes more to three knocks or three footsteps. And it just gets more and more if you don't do anything about it.
Is there anything you would like to share, a story or something with them, with the viewers?
Um, I mean that's how it started with me, bro. Before my daughter committed suicide, I heard like tapping. I didn't think nothing about it.
How were the tappings of threes?
Yeah, the tappings and threes, and I didn't think anything about it. Yeah, yeah, I heard the three knocks. I've heard the footsteps, and then I told you that something hit the back door real hard, just like that, just like when they hit my truck.
Are you still having activity, brother?
No, I mean, there's always gonna be noises.
Bumps in the night? Brother Joel was always having activity like that at his house, and we prayed for him a couple of times where there was activity inside the house and outside the home, and we had to pray to get rid of the unclean spirits because he would go to those wooded areas where those brujas were.
Yeah,
Brother Joe said it's like they stressed out if you don't acknowledge them with the taps of three.
I mean, that's how it starts with little things, and then it just escalates to something bigger and bigger. I mean, that's how
Yeah.
it started when we were kids, and then we had put the holy water and all that, and it went away, and then it started little bit by little bit. The radio turning on, the doorknobs jiggling, the door jiggling, you know, and it just got worse and worse. The lights flickering on and off, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
That wasn't a that was like a poltergeist, right? Like a poltergeist hunting, or worse, because man, we used to see
I, I,
dishes get elevated and thrown in the kitchen by
I
an unseen
believe we
force.
were getting attacked by the covens, and they were sending whatever they had against the family.
To eliminate us.
That's why we went through everything we went through.
What we're talking about is spiritual warfare, brothers and sisters, fighting witches and warlocks and demons and the different yeah manifestations that will come out of those portals that they would summon well to attack us. Brother Joe said I've had the same major jack. What's the what do you remember that stands out the most to you? The what you remember? Do you remember the curandera? Could you, because you were older than me, so you would know. I can't remember her name, bro. What her name was or nothing because I was young.
I don't remember the name neither.
The medicine woman, but you remember how she looked? She was missing. You had a patch in her eye.
Yep,
I remember that.
she was real old. I can't remember her name though. I know she will make some good tortillas and beans.
Frijoles fritos.
Yep,
Oh man, they were delicious.
yep,
She would put like bacon in it or something, oh bro. It had like real good flavor.
yep. They were the best.
The medicine woman, she could make some those beans, man, and those fresh tortillas that she'll make. Was it corn tortillas, right?
Yeah, homemade
Man,
from scratch. Yep.
she could throw down, man. That the medicine woman. She protected me because it came for me. Those dark witches down there in Tamaulipas, Reynosa. They came for me. They wanted to take me. They wanted her to give me up to them because they wanted vengeance. Because their head witch in charge of them had died because she sent the wrongdoing that she did to my brother, which was death, sent it back to her. And it went back seven times fold and she died. So they wanted vengeance. So they wanted to take me. They came for me. And she blocked the doorway and she was ready to fight them. And there was a lot of them. There was six of them. I was just a kid, and they were asking for me, and I could hear like the noises of the lechuzas, like the. So I went beside her. You know, imagine me 3 years old. Went beside her and peeked my head out because there was only two rooms: the bare room where we did the works, and the other room, which was like the entrance, and the floor was made out of dirt. So I went to see, got beside her, and she told me, métete para atrás, vete, quédate allá adentro. And then I grabbed her from the leg, and I looked at the six witches that were on the ground. They were all in black. Then I looked at the lechuzas, the ones that were in owl form, and they were like and whispering. And then the other ones that were talking to her, and they told her, "Give them to us. If you give them to us, we won't do nothing to you. Just give them to us. We want vengeance." So she told them no, and then they started chanting or trying to, I guess, do witchcraft. And I looked at them. I looked at them all and the birds, and I mean the owls, the lechuzas, and I grabbed her from the leg, and I said, "Not afraid," and I could feel the presence of the heavenly angels around us. So we fought that night from around 3 in the morning to like around 5:30 when the sun rose. They left like around 5:50, and once the sun started rising, they took off. The the six took off, and the lechuzas flew away. And they tried to come for me. The curandera told me they're gonna try to come for you. This is what he told me. They're gonna try to come for you. Do not, if they come with candies, with a dog, or they're trying to give you something, do not take it. Doesn't matter. It's an apple, an orange, a cake, candy. Do not take it. A toy. Don't take it. If somebody's calling your name, do not go. Come inside the house. She gave me a block of instructions to follow. I followed them. I remember one time there was this woman, very beautiful woman. She's calling me, and she had a toy calling me to go to her. And I'm looking at her, and she had the smile on her face to go to her. And I went inside the protection. The protection was her hut because she had to protect it. So I went inside the hut, or the little house that she had. Uh, so yeah, imagine that. They had a spiritual hit out for me because um, my brother got healed, but then they came for me. Get over. Here's something for you. Oz Pater says, "Same here, Jack. I get noises mostly on my ventanas at night, three taps of knockings and loud footsteps, but sounds like footsteps. A 37-foot long ventana, veranda,
Yeah, yeah, it's a deck.
to scare the get out of bed. So just lay there." And then when I came to the states, I followed. Every Saturday was a freaking battle for us. Every Sabbath day, they came. As far as I can remember, till they're like what, 11, 12 years old, bro. From the age of 3 to 11 and 12, the lechuzas will come, the brujas, to our house every Saturday to attack, uh, trying to come after us. Till I put a stop to it. I did, and then I guess la abuela, she said something to them, and they all flew away. When she said something to them, they never came back. So what do you think about all that, bro? That we had to endure. I mean, I got marks. I got marks on my face, marks on my back. You remember when they scratched me on my back?
Yeah,
T-
yeah,
t- tell- yeah. What do you remember, bro? Because you're 2 years older than me.
yeah. I remember all of that stuff, bro. I'm the one who reminded you about the scratches on your back. But yeah, uh, Aussie Patriot, and when things start happening, you have to tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ, and you have to tell it it's not allowed in your home or around your home. Because if they can't get to you, they're gonna try to get to your loved ones, and that's what happened to my daughter. I wasn't didn't I thought she was okay, and she wasn't, and they got to her and influenced her, and she committed suicide. That's why I was hearing the knockings, the tappings, the knockings, the footsteps, and other noises, and I would tell my daughter that not to be scared, that they couldn't hurt us because Jesus Christ was with us. But and I really should have paid more attention. You you can't let the little things go, because that's how they start, with the little things, and then they escalate. And like I said, if they can't get to you, they'll get to somebody that you love. That's why it's important to tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ. You had already forgotten that, huh, bro? When they had scratched you on your back.
Yeah.
But I remember when you came running in the room screaming, and your back was all bloody, and I still remember how big the scratches were, and they were like 2 fingers wide.
How many scratches were there,
You
bro?
had 3 scratches, and they were wide all across your back, all the way across your back. One on each side of your back and one down the center. And even now, it was like 2 fingers put together for one of those fingers.
You see, I was bleeding all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, they wanted me, man. But that's okay. All everything that I've been through, we've been through, is just making us stronger spiritually. We've done lost loved ones through that spiritual warfare. I'm more than sure that everybody here in the panel has lost a loved one due to some kind of spiritual warfare. But we literally lost loved ones through that spiritual warfare. Yeah, we were just young when we were fighting. We were like freaking this. I think this happened. What? I was 3 and you were 5. So you were yeah, yeah. So this happened like in in 73, right?
I remember
1973
I
when it
remember
happened.
all these noises happening, and the bangings and the noises and the footsteps on the roof and the lights flickering and on and off. And I remember the laughter, hearing laughter. And I remember our mother having us all huddled in the middle of the room when everything was going on.
Yeah. The only thing we got is the memories, man. Trust me, man. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody to be in that situation. What we had to endure. But like I said before, uh, sometimes when something brushes against you, you get to know the routine. You get to know what they're about. So what do? You overcome. You adjust to overcome them spiritually. So, and I know one thing that through a heavenly love foundation and through Jesus Christ, you can overcome anything in this world. Any cults or what is it called? What do they call them? Call themselves? Is it
The cult,
convents or what?
the covens, or
Any covens? We can overcome anything through Jesus Christ.
you know,
I'm just here to tell you. We've seen so much stuff, man. Wish I had some, but no, I don't want nothing, no device on my head, but that they will be able to, uh, because your brain has images, right, of what you remember, what you're seeing. They have something to put it on there, and it'll pop up on the screen automatically because it's in your mind. How it looked.
and I don't want to relive all those moments. Nope. Just like
Yeah.
when we were coming from working or from on the highway, coming coming from going back south from up north, and then our father hit something with a station wagon, and the station wagon jumped up in the air. He said it was a black shadow, and he was looking for whatever it was, but there was nothing there. Remember, bro? There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing there. It was just a black shadow. And then they got back in the station wagon, my father and mother, and they were praying, started praying. That happened a couple of times though, with the black shadow thing.
That was a DDN, man. That's the one that attacked her grandfather. We're talking about generational curses that things can jump from generation to generation, especially if somebody's on the wrong path, right? Or they give it some kind of power because they're believing in it. Yeah, we would always see this dark shadow figure, the one that I fought with my truck with a truck, bro. With me and cousin Jesse were talking about that I was playing chicken with it. So, Jesse was had a quart of beer and I was passing right by his window, trying to hit it, but it would go right through it. It would literally go right through the shadow figure, and it was still standing there in the road. And then it would come at the truck, and I would go and just go right by it. Try to hit it a couple of times, but it would go right through it. That's why I tell you that this thing that people call Bigfoot and cryptids, that they're the DDN, they're in spirit form. They fight in spirit. So that's why I said that. I mean, I tried to hit it with a truck, and the truck went through it. So when people say that they killed one, I'm more sure that's a lie because the bullets will go right through it. It's a spirit. You can't kill a spirit physically because it's already dead. The only way you can fight it is spiritually. through Jesus Christ. We used to see all those dark shadow figures. Oh man, all the time. They would be so big that sometimes they'll come and hit the walls at our house where we're growing up, that the whole house will vibrate. Feel like somebody was trying to cave it in, no, bro? Loud bangings on the front door, like boom, boom, boom. But that's where you can't be afraid and just be able to fight spiritually. But anyways, we're gonna hit the 3 hour marker. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Is there anything else you would like to say to the viewers, bro? Are you off tomorrow? ¿Trabajas? Hello?
We going thing, and we were
You're breaking in and out, bro. Your connection is going in and out. Let me drop another link. Refresh it. Let me refresh the link. There you go. There's a brand new link, bro. Click on that. The review come take authority over him, brother Joel. Type under you can Jesus Christ name. Get him out of your whole house, brother. I think we lost my brother. I don't know. You can see that his connection was failing. But we're fixing to hit the 3 hour marker here. He might have lost power. I don't know. I just want to say thank you again. You know, I said thank you 2 hours ago, and we did an extra hour here. I just want to say thank you uh, for everybody that tuned in tonight. I don't know what the topic is going to be tomorrow, but we always find something to talk about here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for those that tune in on the other side of the world, and to the all the subscribers of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Bro, if you're listening, thank you for jumping on here with me tonight. Always remember to maintain your heavenly love foundation, brothers and sisters, and maintain your faith and belief in Jesus Christ, no matter what is happening around you, around the world, because He's the only way to make it into the kingdom of heaven. Don't be deceived by politics, society, or the end thing. Maintain your heavenly love foundation and relationship with Jesus Christ. In saying that, this is Brother Abe Cias and Sergeant Cias signing off from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Good night, everybody, and God bless. Peace out, everybody.